This year's speaker is known to many of you who may have taken his genetics course. Dr. Robert Brooker is an award-winning instructor who teaches undergraduate courses in biology, genetics, and cell biology. His research interests include membrane transport and biology education. Dr. Brooker received his PhD from Yale University and joined the college's faculty in 1986. He is a member of the University of Minnesota Academy of Distinguished Teachers and a Golden Pipette winner for Funniest Lecturer. Rob.
Hi everyone. For those of you who may not know me, I'm Rob Brooker, a professor in the Genetics, Cell Biology, and Development Department. I'm also in the Department of Biology Teaching and Learning. Some of you may know me either from Foundations or from Genetics. For the graduating students, congratulations on reaching this milestone. It's amazing. CBS really has challenged you with a very rigorous curriculum, and you've risen to the challenge. You should be very proud of yourself, and we're proud of you. I also want to acknowledge your friends and family who've nurtured you along the way. Life is a journey, and nobody does it alone, and we're also in CBS grateful for your family support. When Dean Forbes asked me to be the commencement speaker, which was before the COVID-19 pandemic, I thought about what goes into a good commencement talk, and I've heard maybe 20 of these in the last few years, and I think the good ones fall along two lines. Number one involves inspiring students to do good things with their lives. And the second theme is providing students with insight which they might find helpful in their future careers. So I went with the second idea because I know a lot of students, and I'm already confident that you're going to do good things with your lives. So I thought it might be more helpful for me to provide some insight into helping you with your future careers. So today, in about 5 or 6 minutes, I'd like to provide insight into the following question. What general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? I realize that many of you have already chosen a career, such as pharmacy or vet school or research or education or medicine. But you know, each type of careers can be quite variable in terms of the day-to-day activity. For example, if you're thinking of a career in medicine, you could be a doctor in a rural setting. You could be working in a specialized clinic. You could be working in a hospital. You could be a research physician. And there's other possibilities. So your day-to-day activities in a given field can be very different. And so in the future, you're going to be making those kind of choices. So you might want to think about how the choices are likely to affect your happiness. There's actually been many research studies that have tried to answer the question of job happiness. As I surveyed many of them, I noticed a few common themes. So today I'm going to briefly discuss 4 factors that seem to be associated with job happiness. Before I do, let's do some active learning if you want to. For those of you who had me in class, you saw this coming. You really did. But anyway, you don't have to do it. But if you want to do active learning, please do it. What you need to do is to pause the video and write down some general factors that you think determine happiness in any career. It doesn't necessarily have to be the career that you're going to go into. And if your parents happen to be with you right now, it would be good to discuss it with them and see if you guys come up with some similar ideas. And then come back to this video. Okay, here goes. The 4 factors in no particular order, although the last one seems to be cited the most. What general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? Drum roll, if you please. Autonomy, number 1. Autonomy is the feeling that your life, its activities and habits, are self-chosen and self-endorsed. Having at least some control over what you choose to do in your job is a strong motivating factor for many people. In 2008, Ron Engelhardt and his colleagues conducted a study that looked at happiness worldwide from 1981 to 2007, and happiness actually increased in 45 out of 52 countries. And when they dug deeper into the data, more than any other variable, the researchers attributed autonomy, or a sense of freedom of choice, for the increase in happiness. Okay, number 2. What general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? Your coworkers. Working in an environment of compassion and cooperation tends to foster happiness among workers. Happy workers often view their coworkers in a similar light as family. I know I feel this way about my classes. It's always wrenching and sad when a semester ends because I feel like my family members are leaving. Also, I know I speak for many faculty that they feel that way about their research groups, that their research groups feel like an extended family. So these kinds of bonding experiences tend to make people happy. The quality of your relationships at work not only affects your happiness, it can also affect your health. An amazing study at Tel Aviv University found that coworkers had the biggest impact on individuals' health. So this is a pretty big study. They tracked 820 adults for 20 years. And the factor that they found the most important that was linked to health was the support of coworkers. People who were surrounded by meaner colleagues were at a higher risk of dying. Yikes, yikes, yikes. So, the punchline here is try to surround yourself with coworkers who you care about and they care about you, and it's a good working environment. Okay, number 3. What general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? Creativity. For many workers, having the opportunity to be creative is correlated with job satisfaction. A 2017 study of more than 12,000 US and Canadian workers discovered that workers who said that there was a creative aspect to their job had substantially higher job satisfaction compared to workers who said their job did not require creativity. In addition to that, various studies have suggested being creative, number 1, increases happiness, 2, reduces dementia. I know most of the CBS students don't need to worry about that for a long time, but anyway, it's still a good thing. 3, improves mental health. 4, boosts your immune system. Wow. And 5, it makes you smarter. So this is all good stuff. Okay, and finally, number 4 on our list, what general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? And that's rewards. To be happy, most workers need a clear connection between their hard work and the rewards they receive from their job. There's really nothing more frustrating than to work hard and not feel rewarded. For some people, a reward may mostly mean their salary, and I'm not going to judge people for that perspective. However, another type of reward is recognition. Research shows that workers who are recognized and rewarded for their efforts feel happier. In general, they have better relationships with their coworkers and are more often to be open to constructive feedback. So they get along better. A third type of reward that people commonly mention in studies like this is the positive way in which they affect other people's lives. So the reward of helping other people is mentioned a lot. And I just have a couple quotes here. One from Maya Angelou. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Second one, which I really love, by an unidentified nurse. She or he said, "Sometimes I inspire my patients. More often they inspire me." And I feel the same way about my students. I don't think my students realize how much they inspire me and motivate me, and I'm just happy to be around them. So thanks for taking the time to listen about happiness on the job. What general aspects of a career are most likely to make a person happy? There were 4 of them. If you want to have one last chance to do active learning, I just don't let it go. Pause the video and see if you can remember what all 4 of them were. Okay. Number 1, autonomy. 2, your coworkers. 3, creativity. And 4, rewards. A very famous quote by Confucius that you've probably heard, but it's very appropriate right now, is choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. And every time I hear that, I think, ain't that the truth? I'd like to end with an inspirational message about failure. I frequently talk to students about failure because I realize that some students avoid taking risks because they're afraid of failure. It's also something that you're likely to face in your future career, so I think it's relevant to today's theme of jobs and happiness. I'd like to paraphrase a quote from Oprah Winfrey about failure. Every time I read this, I kind of get choked up, but I'm going to pull myself together and read it clearly. If you're consistently trying to raise the bar, at some point you will fail. And when you do, I want you to know this. Remember this. There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. Let me just say that last sentence again. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction. This definitely has applied to my own career. You know, a few of my biggest failures turned out to have the most positive effects on my career. You know, when I was young, failure really hurt, but as I've gotten older, I realize it's something that I can learn from. And so as you move into new careers and have failures, I hope you will have the same feeling too. Again, I'd like to congratulate all of you on your graduation from CBS Yahoo. I wish we were together to celebrate in person. Good luck with your future careers. Lastly, don't be fazed by failure and stay happy.